You join me at the start of the mighty Llandudno Pier. Built in the Victorian times, it comes in at over 700 metres long, making it the longest pier in Wales. And today, I'm going to go right to the end and try and catch you some of them whopping fish that live in the sea. So, come with me. It's a lovely time of year, winter, because I haven't seen a single person on the pier yet. Now, saying that, when I get to the end, there could be about 20 fishermen there. But it's just a lovely place in winter. There's nobody anywhere. You're looking out there, that's the little arm. You've got the Llandudno Victorian Promenade, and we've only walked about 50 metres, so we've still got another 650 metres to go till we get to the end. Hey, hey. Cheeky git. This is the wall that we normally fish off, the mighty Llandudno wall, just off there. It makes you wonder sometimes what you're casting on, doesn't it? Really is a bit rocky down there. I've always wanted to fish in between the hotel and the pier, because on high water it actually gets pretty deep here, and I've seen bass there before in the summer. Anyway, it was time to head along the mighty Llandudno Pier on what looked like a beautiful morning. There was a few clouds about, but the scenery was amazing, and at this moment in time the weather looked perfect, hardly any wind, a couple of clouds but nothing to worry about. Having paid in the caff, I headed down to the concrete platform and decided to fish the left side, which was a big mistake. The wind was horrendous and smashed my brolly to pieces. The wind was so bad that you couldn't hear a single thing I was saying on the camera. The audio was shocking. But anyway, the left rod was little bits of black lug on a sabiki rig, just to see if anything was down there. On the middle rod, I chose to use a running ledger setup, down to about a 3-foot piece of rig body onto a piece of squid as bait. This was going to lay on the bottom and hopefully pick anything up that should be lurking down in the depths. On the third rod on the right, I chose to use a piece of mackerel. It's a piece of mackerel. Bobbling around. But yeah, nothing as of yet, but it's just a beautiful morning. So let's get this third rod in. And then all we can do really is just see what happens. So with the third rod going in, I was already soaked through with the northerly winds blowing straight in my face. I was freezing already. The first bite come to the middle rod with the squid on. I definitely hit this bite well too soon. Watching the video back now, I should have definitely let it develop more, but excitement got the best of me. Well, that'll teach me to be so eager, won't it? Better let it develop next time. Anyway, it was time to check the baited sabiki rig with all the little bits of black lug on. This rod had been in for about an hour and 20 minutes now, and I can't believe that them little bits of worm on Llandudno Pier didn't even get a single bite. I was expecting the worms to be gone, but no. On closer inspection, every single worm was there. Nothing had been touched. Where are the fish? I'd been fishing for about 2.5 hours now, soaked through with the northerly wind in my face, and by now the wind speed was in excess of 50 miles an hour. Just have a listen to this. That wind was crazy, and it's hard to understand just how powerful it was unless you stood on the pier with it belting in your face all morning. It started to go really wrong on this session from the off. My brolly broke as soon as I opened it up. Then we had a big downpour of rain. I got soaked. The little fish rod wasn't even getting any bites. The wind was in my face, and when I decided to check the middle rod again, you'll never believe it. That bite that I thought was a bite could have been crabs. The crabs was active and stripping my bait. With broken brollies, soaked through, crabs in my swim, wind and rain pummeling down on me, I decided to get a little bit more upbeat and put the effort in. So I made a lovely big worm and squid cocktail and sent it out into the middle, hoping that something would kick off. And something definitely kicked off all right. Another big weather front moving in right in front of me. Great. Here we go. Finally, a definite bite on the left rod. Come on then, let's have ya. Fish on! Yes, maybe it was worth putting all that effort in. As I was bringing this fish up from the bottom, I got about 8 to 10 foot of line on it, and then the dreaded happened. It went solid and done me in a snag. All that effort to finally get a bite in these tough conditions, and then the rod locked solid. Right, that was me swearing at the camera then. It was time to think of another plan. With my hands literally turning blue in front of me, it was time to get the rods in and go and find something to do that would brighten up the day a bit, and I knew just the thing. Wow, that is so rough on that pier. I can't believe my hands. That fish, I just lost a fish. It was a good bite. He felt pretty decent, then it went in a snag. That big black cloud is coming in. It's only about 10:30, 11 in the morning now, so I'm going to... I think I'm going to get some breakfast, leave my stuff there. I'm absolutely froze through. My knuckles are going brown and black. So I'm going to go and grab some food, leave my stuff there, just get warmed up for a bit, then get back to it. This is Baltic. This will do. These do a breakfast. This will definitely do. Well, that should do the job. Recharge, restocking the food, rewarm, and then get back out there. See you in a bit. That'll do. Time to go. Well then, that breakfast was absolutely spot on. The sun's out now, but I know once I get to the end of that pier, it's going to be like whoosh, whoosh. As soon as I go around the side of that hill, it's going to be on me. I've checked the weather. Oh my god, I've just loads of black clouds that way. I've checked the weather, and the wind's got to get worse for the next 4 hours, just gradually worse. And I'm here for the next 4 hours. So, have a look at them clouds behind me now. You can feel the wind picking up already. The end of that pier is going to be horrendous. It's worth a subscribe, people, and it just for being out and freezing me off in this weather. Right, see you at the end. So with a belly full of breakfast and a little bit more warm and dried out, it was time to get back on the pier, hoping that the second half of this session wouldn't be anything like the first half of this session. Let's do it. Another missed fish, followed by a bite on the other rod, which was straight into a snag again. I was very close to giving up here, but I decided to rebait all 3 rods and go for it again. After staring at the rods for about an hour with not a single bite on each one, it was time to bring them in, and I decided I was going to rebait all 3 rods and go again. When bringing the first rod in, you guessed it, snag. This rod snapped off, so it was time to put this rod away and just change the bait on the remaining 2 rods. I decided I was going to make 2 baits for the 2 remaining rods before I got them in. 2 squid and worm cocktails. So as I was making these bait sausages, I dropped the bait elastic, it blew out my hand and it ended up in the water. I had no bait elastic. Nightmare after nightmare. This was one of them sessions where everything that could go wrong did go wrong. I decided to rebait the rods anyway. Having pulled up the second rod, it was in a snag as well. I just could not believe what was going on. That's 3 snags in a row now. I am really struggling here. This rod also snapped off, so it was time to check the remaining 3rd rod, which I was going to rebait and go again. You couldn't believe this. It was almost comical. And on that note, it was time for me to say, I'm getting out of here. The wind, the rain, and everything was just too much. See you all in the next video.